Hi guys, good afternoon. Yeah, I know, I had to look. I've been at it all day. And we are doing a fun 4th of July nail here. So this is Lookout, and this is a flag that I have done for a couple of years, and it's really cute, really fun, and it's really quite easy. So this red I'm using is Vintage. And I want to get this first coat really good, really close. The design's going to be really on the second coat, so it doesn't really matter too much what you do with the first coat, but we do want to get this good and even. Let me see if I can pull up the video real quick, and that way we can keep an eye on any questions if you guys are joining me. So, again, this is Vintage, and this is my favorite, just all over, really pretty cream red. If someone wants just true red, this is what I will always pull out. If they want it to be a little bit more blue or a little bit not quite as bright, then I would go with Classy, which is my kind of #2 favorite. If they want it to be a little bit more orange, Mischievous is a little bit more of an orange red, and I used that this morning as well, so also very popular. My client's giggling at herself on video.
No, because Stephanie's on there.
Oh, her mom's on it. Or her mom's here and she's watching this. That's pretty funny. Okay, so there's a little bit of a bubble, it looks like, that was in the natural, and that's going to just disappear when you put your color on, so that's fine. No big deal. We'll see if her daughter approves of her nail art. Hi, Stephanie. All right, so on this one I'm going to be doing the flag, and then on this one we're actually going to be using some of these Wildflowers stars. So they are called Uncle Sam. Very appropriate because they're gold and red and silver. Can put that in. And but we'll be doing all of that with our second coat. So with her nails, I did a 30-day manicure, so I used the new X Bond for bonding gel, which I'm interested to see how it pans out. I know a lot of people have been asking me, oh, are you really liking the new X Bond? And I honestly don't know yet, because I got it when all of you started getting it. So I will find out in a few weeks when clients start coming back in. If I have some that have had lifting in the past, it'll be interesting to see if they have some now. So again, I'm going to use Lookout, and I'm just kind of doing the flag area, I guess is the best way to put it, as if I was holding the flag sideways. And I'm just doing it like this because I want to make sure that when I do the second coat it's really good and solid blue. I'm going to pull the skin back just a little bit to try to get in there real close to the cuticle. And then if you get your brush in front of you, you can push your color up. See how there's red in front of it? You can push your color up without bleeding it onto your brush. So instead of just touching it, if you get your color in front of it, you can push it up in front, and that way you can really focus on where you want your color to be, like that. I'll take that little tidbit that's in that spot. Let me see if I can turn off the Wi-Fi because it's causing problems. Oh, it's not on Wi-Fi, so it's not that causing problems. Sorry. I was trying to see if I could get a clearer picture for you guys, but I've noticed that if I have Wi-Fi on instead of just using my cell upload, it's not as good. So here it looks like my line of light, like I have just a little bit of a low spot, so I'm just going to push a little bit of red into that. With Luxio, because it's 100% gel, you can do that. If you were to do that with a solvent gel polish that tends to wrinkle, you want to be a little bit more careful. But so then this is Vintage. Get really good and close to the sides. And as I'm pulling up her skin a little bit, it lets you get real good and close to that cuticle, which is nice so you don't see grow out. As with most of my clients, she goes about a month, so I want to make sure they look good the whole time. Oh, just checking before they go in. I always just double check, make sure that there's nothing going on. All right, now for the fun. because that's what you're really here for. Hi, Camille. Okay. So it looks like a little bit did get over here. So at the very end of my service, I'm going to file just on the edges, and that's one of the reasons I do that, is so that you don't leave any little bits of color on the side. Very important. So here's for the fun part. So let's start with our Lookout and get that on here. And then with our red. And then I'm going to be using my striping brush. So I'm going to use this striping brush, which is the Art No. 3 and Gel Play White. So this is the Gel Play paint. And I'm gonna kind of spin my brush in here because I want to get a nice straight line. And I'm going to pull down. So I typically start right in the middle, kind of where that white and the red meet. Okay, after you get your stripes, so everything's wet, what I like to do is drag through. And it creates just a really cool effect. I'm just wiping my brush off, just with a wipe between each stroke here. And then brush right down the side. See? How cool is that? Do you approve?
I do. It's awesome.
Okay, good. Yeah, super fun, very easy. I've done it on an entire set before. If you go back into kind of my Instagram archives, there was a client that I did it on all of her nails, but it was a couple years ago. Most of the time, one's enough. And then this one, we're gonna, after I cure this, I'm gonna put some stars on this hand, on this nail, because that way we get a little bit of something going on two nails. All right, going in. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Deanna. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. It's very fun. So now you guys aren't afraid to come in and do something 4th of July. Because there is some really cool looks that you can do that's not just like same old boring 4th of July stuff. I got to work and do a gel play class. Hi, Christy. I'm glad you like them. And then thank you again for volunteering to be my Bling On model. I look forward to using you in Vegas and putting on all kinds of fun crystals. It's gonna be really fun. Oops, I got a little on there. All right, so I'm gonna do Lookout. Okay, and then you're gonna do your red. Again, getting your brush color in front of your brush, push it up, and that will get your blue not to pull down. You know, if you touch it and pull down, you're going to have streaks of blue. So you want to push your color up, and that way you don't get streaks all the way down the nail. All right, then my number 3 brush. I'm going to start right in the middle where the white and the red meet. Okay, grab the next one. Next one. Doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, you're about to make a whole bunch of mess when you go to collide through it. But I try to get some pretty good straight lines with this, just because you will see lines through the drag. All right, here we go. Sideways, yeah, this way. So you can do it either way. I like kind of dragging into the blue. I feel like it gives it, makes the blue a little bit more interesting. And when you drag from the blue out, you kind of lose that blue being in its own spot. So,
Oh, you have another one.
yes, that's Becky. She was just here. Okay. There it is. Super cute, guys. Love this look. Isn't that fun? Very fun. So very easy, fun thing you guys can do the next few weeks for 4th of July. All right, do your thumb, and then I'm going to show you guys how I put the stars onto the nail after it's been cured. Now you can put stars onto wet gel, but what happens is if you're doing it onto a wet color, sometimes you get some of the color onto the star and then they look murky, and I don't like that. Also, if you place your glitters, your chunky glitters, into wet gel, it kind of helps encapsulate it a little bit. So again, this is Uncle Sam from Wildflowers, Lauren's fabulous company. And if you're coming to the Northwest Nail Tech Retreat, she will be there with all of her goodies, which is awesome. If you don't know what the Northwest Nail Tech Retreat is, you need to go to nwnailtechs.com because it's Nail Tech Camp, 4 days of fun. All right, so I'm just going to use Top Gloss. This is Luxio Top Gloss. She thinks I'm hilarious. I'm glad somebody does. Okay, so I'm going to use Luxio Top Gloss, and I'm just going to put it about where I want it. I don't need it on the entire nail. And then I'm just going to grab my brush that I've been using for pretty much the whole service, which is the 106. It's my everything brush. I use these until they wear out. And I'm just going to dab a little bit into the gloss just so I have something to pick up with. And then it just makes it really easy to dab and grab. And then you can decide where you want them, which is kind of what I'm doing now, is being a little bit particular because I want them to look like stars. So I kind of want to separate them out. If it was just a big chunky glitter, you might not separate them as much, but I do want these separated, so I am messing with them a little bit. So I'm just going to do that on this finger just so that she's got a little bit something different. Super cute. Okay, go and put that in. And do the same thing here. And so the nice thing is that the stars kind of sink into the gel, into this clear, and so you get a nice smooth surface when you go to top gloss. You're not going to have it be as bumpy, because you don't want bumpy gloss. Now, if you were worried about it being bumpy, say you're using something that does stick up a little bit more, you can use Options Clear, which is in the pot. It goes on a little bit thicker, and it will hide any of those bumps that might stick up. Okay, pretty. All right, so there you guys go. I'm just going to top gloss these and finish them, but I just wanted to show you guys some fun things that you can do for 4th of July. And we shall catch you next time. Bye. Thanks for joining us.